Hello and welcome to the Instant Ink Comic Book Podcast. This is the podcast where every couple of weeks we'll put together a one-page comic that we haven't thought of before, something that we don't know what we're going to do right now. We bring up some prompts, we read through them, and then we figure out what our story is going to be. So right now we don't know what we're going to do, but by the end we'll have an excellent one-page story. And we do that with all kinds of writers, artists, people from all walks of life to come up with something that just didn't exist before we got together. So, before we get started, I want to introduce you to myself. My name's Adriano. You can find me at Pesto Comics all over the internet. That's Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, YouTube, anywhere that you can find this mug. It's at Pesto Comics or pestocomics.com to make it a little easier for yourself. And as always, I'm joined by the artist here. I'm joined by Roberto. So if he's not able to be shown right now, I'll go through who he is for you as well. So Roberto is a very talented artist. You can find all of his stuff at robertoviacavaillustration.com. He's got all kinds of cool stuff coming out on Kickstarter, and just in general, you could buy his art as well. And you can find that all robertoviacavaillustration.com. And lastly, I'm going to let Michael introduce himself. But Michael, please let them know who you are, what you're up to.
Hey, my name is Michael Barron. You can find me at michaelbarronauthor.com. And these days I mostly hang out on Blue Sky, where I'm baronauthor.bluesky.social. And I am a author of speculative fiction as well as horror stories with a lot of heart and humor. I have gotten a lot of short stories published, and currently my one-shot, my very first one-shot comic, The Secret Lives of Demon Hunters, is being illustrated and by Jack Van Tomey, and I'm super excited about that.
That's awesome. Yeah, there's nothing like getting that first one out there. I have a similar background in the sense of I'm probably less accomplished in terms of all the short stories and stuff you've been able to get published, but that's kind of where I started, right? So yeah, I have kind of a similar background in that sense, that I started as like a pure writer and then I got into the comic side of things.
Mm-hmm.
And getting those pages back the first time where it's like, I threw some words down and it's like, this is kind of what I'm seeing. And every time you get a page back, it's like Christmas Day over and over, right? So great. It's a great feeling. So I hope you're feeling the same about the pages you're getting back. If you're getting them back yet, I don't know how soon in the production you are.
Mm-hmm. And I'm very excited with what I'm seeing so far.
Amazing. Nice. All right. So before I get too deep into the weeds with all that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up the prompts, because otherwise I'll start talking and then we will lose track of the thing we're all here for, which is to make some comics together. So ignore these prompts. I'm going to generate 5 new ones and I'm going to read them out to you. So we have Abandoned Beauty, a place that became beautiful because it was abandoned. Silly Sports, characters taking a sport much too seriously. Random Wink, a random wink is received and what are the results? Beautiful Sunset, something magical happens as the sun disappears over the horizon. And Constant Motion, write about something that can't stop and why. So are any of these speaking to you? Any of these seem interesting?
I mean, Silly Sports a little bit, because I don't know if you can tell, but right behind me, I'm a big fan of Calvin and Hobbes. I have that right up on my shelf. But Abandoned Beauty, like a place that becomes beautiful because it was abandoned. That's kind of really intriguing. That's kind of up my aisle.
Right on. That's speaking to you. So you could also combine, if you're thinking a couple of these go together, that is also fully within your purview. So we could definitely do Abandoned Beauty, but if there's something if you want to do Abandoned Beauty and Silly Sports, I don't know how that would work out, but you could try it. So whatever works for you. But
I mean, combining those, my initial reaction is that this is a place that like a warehouse or a factory that has been obviously abandoned, and maybe nature is taking it back, kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
horror writer in me is kind of thinking then ghosts come in. But so with silly sports, I'm kind of wondering if like if we go along the lines of like animals start playing in this space.
Oh, yeah. That could be interesting.
Let me know if any of this is working.
No, it's we're open to any suggestions. So I like where you're headed with it. It's good. I think that's fodder for something interesting. So let's go with that. So we're gonna go abandoned beauty, silly sports, and see if that becomes something. So Roberto, when you can, please share your screen, and we will start trying to think out loud here.
Yes, I lost part of the train of thought because I was paying attention to something else. But
Yes.
uh,
Oh, did I lose you guys?
I got the abandoned beauty silly sports, but I didn't catch the combination.
Yeah, so the idea would be it's like what do we say, an abandoned warehouse type thing, like an abandoned space where
Mhm.
there's animals or ghosts. I think we're still trying to figure out what I like the animal idea myself, but
Yeah, I like
Michael, I'm gonna let you drive if you feel strongly one way or the other. But I think that was the idea, that there'd be this abandoned space that is taken over by something other than humans,
that.
right?
I
To play
mean,
some
Okay.
kind of sport.
it could be ghosts versus animals, like shirts versus skins, but that might. So maybe just animals.
Yeah.
I have like in my head a vision of a raccoon with a croquet mallet.
Oh, so we're going fully. I like it. Okay. Fully anthropomorphic. That's the word. I like it. Um, okay. So so if we have the image, we have the like the tone of it.
Mm-hmm.
What's the story? Like where do we what's the plot that we can get in here? Um,
I'm wondering if so we're thinking maybe I'm assuming about like 5 panels or so.
yeah, yeah.
I'm wondering if like at the beginning they're not so anthropomorphic. If we just kind of have this space um, that and like kind of the animals are like kind of peeking in that kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then like kind of gathering together, and like this gathering is more of a they just start playing sports, whether it be croquet
Yeah.
or cricket, what have you.
Oh, okay. I think okay. I have an idea. So you have the abandoned space,
Mm-hmm.
and they're chasing the ball. They're chasing a ball through this abandoned thing, as the animals would do,
Mm-hmm.
and then the reveal at the end is that they're actually playing some more elevated sport. They're golfing or playing croquet or something along those lines, right? That's what they were. The reason they weren't chasing a ball, they were looking for the ball so they can continue their game,
Yeah,
right?
no, I like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's like at first it looks like it's just animals doing animal things, like they're just like you said, peeking around corners and looking for something, and then there's a ball in the rough, right? And then they're like, ugh, and then they go and pick up their mallet or whatever, and right decide to play through, and that's kind of the twist in all of this. Um,
No,
I
I love.
like the I like the way Roberto's kind of playing with the concept here. Okay, so I think we have the story. So now it's a matter of plotting it out. So 5 panels is kind of like
Mm-hmm.
uh, a rough guide. We can go over, we can go under. You're well versed in this, so you understand. Obviously, the more you cram, the less space you have to show things.
The more I'm like counting the words to be like, how can I fit this much in?
Yes, yeah, exactly, right. The good news with using animals is you don't have to worry too much about dialogue because it's kind of handled. All right. So that's good in a way. So you can sacrifice some space that you would use for balloons and squeeze more action in, right? Um, but how would we lay this out, Roberto? What are your thoughts on for storytelling? Right, we do our establishing, show the
Um,
animals.
Mm-hmm.
I think we don't need establishing. I think we start with the action, the
Yeah.
as you said, that the animals chasing a ball or something, and the reveal is the the abandoned place. And
Yeah. Okay. Like kind of start narrow and build out, right?
mhm.
I like that too. Yeah, because then it's like we're not getting the full picture until the end, and then we see that there's like a bunch of animals watching for their turn, right?
I said raccoons. Are there any animals you particularly like to draw?
No, no,
Okay.
any animals, it's fine by
Checking.
me.
Yeah, it's always a good question. I always worry about that too. That I'm too prescriptive. That I'm like I prefer this exact thing. Um,
I don't want to draw fish for sports.
that's fair. Crustaceans, though, are you
Yeah,
okay with shrimp and otherwise?
could be.
Yeah, no, I think the
Let's stay with mammals. They are
yes,
more
we'll stay
expressive.
with like the
Dolphins.
this is really throw it off there. Yeah. No, I think the street animals, for lack of a better term,
Mm-hmm.
are probably
And
they I think they
maybe the
work.
abandoned place is like a stadium.
Oh yeah, yeah, and like you said, that's the if you start narrow and then build out, that's kind of the reveal, right? Is that
Oh
they're
yeah, that'd be good reveal.
yeah, I like that. All right. This is the worst part of the audio portion of the podcast. That it's us watching in awe as as Roberto figures this all out for us. Um, but sometimes we just have to focus on what we're doing.
Mm.
Otherwise, otherwise, I will send us on a tangent and we'll never get to the part where Roberto can start drawing. I have a bad habit of doing that. So yeah, so the stadium, and then so working backwards, it ends with us seeing that it's in a large stadium and they're playing some kind of sport. Um, Before that is the reveal of like them pick. I guess you could do like. Tell me if I'm going astray here. You would do like inserts, I guess, like it picking up a mallet.
Yeah.
It right the ball, like that would be your kind of the middle band,
Mm-hmm.
and then the beginning would be the more wild animals running around and doing whatever, right? Um, we leave it to Roberto to figure out how many panels that'll be, but
So like close-ups of like picking up mallet and the ball, chasing the ball, that kind of thing.
yeah, exactly, right. Less like character focused stuff that like that's for the top, and then you kind of again like it's the wild animal, and then through the inserts and the close-ups,
Mm-hmm.
you start seeing that they're not just animals. They're like picking up the ball and like doing whatever and picking up a mallet or like you know what I mean. Like you start seeing the more human type actions that they're doing um, through each panel. It's like it becomes more and more them becoming human, for lack of a better term, not acting human, not
So
becoming human.
I know I'd mentioned like croquet. Like, is this kind of like a sport that doesn't exist? It just happens to have like mallets, that kind of thing. Um, just this like kind of silly sport that these animals have made up versus a like a more like official professional sport. Does this
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah, I wonder. Because if you go the thing they made up, then it's like they almost it depends which way you want to go,
Yeah.
right? Do you want them to be very like anthropomorphic, or do you want it to just be that they're like they're having fun without the humans around, right? Like what's the tone you want to set?
I
Because
mean,
one's a little depressing, right? It's not depressing. It's like life goes on, but not in the way you remember, kind of thing, right? With like the humans are gone, but life still happens. Or
well,
you can just do the silly.
I imagine this could be like humans have just left this place. It's not like there's a nuclear war. Like,
Yeah.
hey,
So you're not going the depressing route. Okay.
they just built a stadium elsewhere.
Yeah. This is the old one the
Mm.
concrete one that they didn't think of. Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I'm picturing them being anthropomorphic,
Okay. Yeah.
like maybe sort of like that pseudo, and it's not like they're wearing like monocles and top hats kind of thing.
Yeah. But just like they're doing actions that are not
Yeah.
a little more like logical, right? Than than wild. Like they're following rules to a game.
So we have looks like in that second panel, one animal preventing another animal from getting the ball.
Yeah, they're like playing
Yeah.
defense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so the work's going to be in showing that stadium as being abandoned. It's got to have a lot of vegetation and things going on. But this is good. If we have the sense of the story here, we'll have plenty of time for Roberto to refine it. My camera is right in the way of that panel. It's like a perfectly blocking it. Or what's going on there? They're wearing a hat.
Wearing a cap, it
They got
looks like.
they got uniforms. Okay, I'm into it. Or is that the referee? Should they have a referee shirt?
Could be. I don't know.
So, and Michael, anything you're seeing, anything you'd like to see that you're not seeing here? Or?
I mean, I was about to say, like, I like that it looks like we've got a tree there in the stadium. I'm liking like kind of the whole idea that nature is taking this place back. So like trees, vines, that seems really great.
Nice. This is the time to speak now or forever hold your peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this and the three first panels is like the sport in action, but
Mhm.
we don't know what they are playing, and then like he stops and put the hat on or something, and we see the team, and then the full stadium, something like that.
Yeah.
So number 4 is like where we get this turn, because I mean I can definitely see in the first panel it looks like they are just two animals going out. I mean they look like my cats fighting.
Yeah.
Like they are like from wild to civilized in 3 panels.
Yeah. I think it works. I think that builds great.
I think this is a good pacing.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I think the layout should be more like like two and one with the team, and then the full stadium.
Yeah, I think that works. I was gonna say, I feel like that stadium's taking up with it taking up half the page. It's almost like you need.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that'll work.
Okay,
Cool.
so I'm gonna do the proper layout of the page and start drawing each panel.
Cool.
Let me know if you have any suggestions for each one.
Is just one thought I have looking at the second panel. Are they a little too anthropomorphic at that point? Because one is kind of doing a human motion.
Okay.
Yeah, like if anything, like flip those two, like panel 3 and panel
Yes.
2. Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
Right. They're a little less. Like it builds more that way, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Cool. Okay. While we let Roberto draw.
Awesome.
let's do that. So yeah, if at any point you see something that you're like, hey, feel free to interrupt and say, oh, hold on, Roberto, do this. Right? That's totally cool. We're here for that. But yeah. So while he's doing that, what to talk about? So you mentioned that you have a story in one of the Lifeline comics anthologies.
Sorry.
Sorry. Before we get into
They
that,
are all raccoons, or should I just mix a whole lot of different animals?
I was kind of thinking like maybe a mix of like urban like squirrels,
Okay.
a couple rats.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Just yeah,
Nice.
the urban animals, right? The ones we've disturbed and
Yeah.
ruined their homes.
Mm.
Yeah. Coyotes, etc. Um, yeah, what was I on about? Oh yeah, so the Kickstarter for from Lifeline Comics though. But
Mhm.
so you have a story within that. Uh, is that something you're doing regularly, or are you usually applying to anthologies in that, or are you finding other ways
Yes.
of getting in?
So this will be, well, Timeline has accepted second, but it'll be my first short comic to appear in an anthology. But I also have another one that's going to be coming out in a different anthology coming up too.
Nice.
And which I'm also really excited about. And that other one, it's going to be in, it's called Blood Coven Moon Magic, will be same artist, Jack,
Nice.
is who's doing my one shot. He also did that one, which is about a teddy bear that decides it is time to stand up against this tyrannical 4-year-old. It's sort of like, I love Pixar, don't get me wrong, but it's sort of
Yeah.
like Toy Story in reverse, where
Nice. Nice. Yeah, I'm into it.
kind of thing. So
I like that.
it's called Patch's Rebellion, and I'm very proud of it.
Oh, that's amazing. Nice, nice. Yeah, so you're well versed in the short form of storytelling. You're finding now with the one shot that it's translating well, or do you still feel like you have to truncate your story a bit? Like how's it going from, doing a 4 pager to a 20 plus pager?
The 24 pager, Secret Lives of Demon Hunters, that one actually started off as like another short, like a somewhat longer short.
Hmm.
And I was just talking to someone who's just like, who knew what they were talking about. I was like, just turn this into a 24 page. Like, you're ready. Just turn this into a 24 page. So it was sort of like I already started off small and was able then kind of to grow. And then, of course, it grew a little too much for 24 pages, but I was able to like condense it down,
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
you know. Because 24 pages, it seems like so much. Like you can tell so much story in there. It's like, no, you really can only tell so much.
Yep.
But so I gave myself some rules. It's all set in one night. It's mostly set in one night, mostly set in real time. But I was able to like kind of tell the story in a way that was just completely beginning, middle, and end, its own thing about this married couple who just happened to be demon hunters.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, and it's good in a way because you can, like, with the one shots, you can really lean on some tropes and things. So like you said, like it's a married couple and they're demon hunters. It's like, okay, that kind of tells this. It gives you enough to go on that you don't need all the extra pages to get into all of it. It's like you get it. You've seen things.
Yeah.
You know where right. You know where we're coming from. Let's just get into this story about the specific couple now. Right. And it's remembering that sometimes because coming from writing prose and all that, it's like you're encouraged not to lean on tropes and lean on things. If anything, people get frustrated by that. It's like you have to explain it and everything has to be bespoke and different, even though it rarely is, but they still want to feel as though they're getting something unique. Where with comics, it's like, no, give me the shorthand. Like, I get it. I've seen this. Just tell me why yours is interesting, right? Like, just tell me your version of the story. So
Well,
it's very different formats, right?
yeah. And the thing that's crazy is that like I'm also a prose writer. Kind of go on with what you were saying about like tropes and all that stuff. Where I've written a novel, which sorry if I'm bringing up too many of my projects.
No, please. That's that's what we're here for.
That's currently out to agents. I'm sending out to agents right now. Of course, a lot of agents they want that full synopsis, your entire story, beginning, middle, and end, condensed
Hmm.
into one page. Thank God most of them allow it to be single spaced. Uh, and so that's where you do kind of have to find like, okay, this story that like feels very much a part of me, like how do I boil it down to tropes that I can just say in like one or two words,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Like I think my big advice with that was just I just started off just writing out the whole thing, and I didn't even care how long it was. And
Mm-hmm.
once I got to then I just condensed it and just started like taking out, obviously side plots and things like
Sure.
that, but also trying to find ways to. So it's like, okay, demon, you know what I mean. You don't know exactly what this is, but you kind of have an idea of what a demon is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I find that that's for me. I work a similar way. Like I try to overwrite and then pare back. Where I find if I underwrite, I have such a hard time like getting it to where I need it to be.
Yeah.
Right. So if I find, I don't know if you've ever used dictation for writing. Great way to overwrite if you're ever looking to just have way too much that you have to trim. Because it becomes like a stream of consciousness thing, and there's so many tools out there now that do transcription for free, like even Word.
Yeah.
I use Microsoft Word half of the time because it does the punctuation, even though it does it wrong sometimes. It does most of it well enough that it's a little easier to clean. Yeah, and I find sometimes I'll just if I'm really stuck, if I'm feeling like some writer's block or anything like that, be like, all right, I'm just gonna do a writing session, right, where I'm gonna just blab into this microphone right here and see what I get out of it, and I'll write a chapter of something that's way too long,
Mm-hmm.
and then now it's like, okay, but I have a foundation that I can start. It's the block of wood that I can start chipping away at and start finding what's under, right?
Yeah.
Where when you're starting with a blank page and you got 2 sentences and you're like, well, this has to be a chapter. I find that's a lot harder to build off of, right? So dictation, highly recommend it. It's hard though. It's hard to get used to. I don't know about you. Sometimes I feel like I talk through my fingers more often than not, right? So it's hard to take that mindset and bring it out like just speaking into a mic to nobody. But once you get used to it, yeah, your output will very much increase, almost. But then your editing will also increase a lot.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like if I've never used dictation for writing, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if I did, like half the words be ums and uhs.
Oh yeah. 100%. Yes.
And but yeah, no, that might be. I could see myself doing that a little bit more, maybe with prose and with. I mean, I could see with comics like it helped maybe with dialogue. I don't know. Have you ever tried it with that way?
I haven't tried it that way. With comics in particular, I use it. I use it more in the outline stage. I'm
Mm-hmm.
really trying to like get the story down. I find with comics, because of the limitations, you have to be really I find I have to be really structured with everything. I have to know exactly what's going in each panel and why. So I find that I just end up taking the time and really writing it out. It's more the prose stuff, and then my newsletter. I've gone back and forth, but the newsletter I used to just dictate every time and then I'd read it. Now I don't know. I've been experimenting with different ways of doing that, but for that, because it's more conversational, that one I can like whip those out. So I got like a weekly newsletter out of that.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But it was that advantage, right? It's like, well, it's a conversational tone, so it's just me talking. So it's just me talking to my pals, except I'm looking at like myself on a screen, right? But it was that kind of vibe.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
a monthly newsletter that I put out. But it's just ironic that you're talking about like, it's just like your voice and everything, because
Mm-hmm.
a part of my monthly newsletter is actually like a dialogue. I do like short story every month.
Nice. Yeah.
And they are it's called Dialogue with My Muse, where I kind of
Oh yeah. I'm subscribed. I've seen it. Yes. Right on.
like yeah, so it's just basically like like little short stories that are supposed to get across the point of like, not point of writing, but like lessons in writing. So rather than me doing like an essay on like show don't tell, like that kind of thing,
Yeah.
where it's like, okay, I try to do something that's a little bit more creative, a little funnier, like that kind of thing, and, like hopefully a little less preachy.
Sure.
So it's just sort of like a kind of, everyone gets like a little fun short story, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I wonder again, because there's some structure to that. So I wonder if having dictation would be more of a hindrance than a help. I don't know.
I could understand.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like you use what works for you, right? It doesn't. I'm not saying like it's a be all end all or great for everyone, but I have found for myself, especially with the newsletter, I've been really able to increase my output. Um, but with the novels and short stories and that too, I find more than anything, it's just a great way to get through a block, right? Like I don't necessarily use it all the time,
Yeah.
but when I'm stuck and I'm like, okay, I know what the idea of this chapter and what I need to get to, I'm going to talk through it,
Yeah.
right? And then I end up spending 3 times, 4 times the amount of time going through and trimming and rewriting and all that. But just having the ability to just get your ideas out,
Mhm.
right, and then down on paper or digitally, is yeah, that's worth the price of admission, right? Just
Yeah.
just get it out and written,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, and you don't have time to overthink it,
Hmm.
right? Because even as you're typing, like I found sometimes I'll write pen and paper because I need that time to like think as I'm writing, right? I find that has its advantages. Dictation is the complete opposite. It's like, but like you have no filter between your brain and your mouth almost, so you're just saying it whether or not it makes sense or fits.
Yeah.
So it's you don't have that editor, and that's so again, if you have like that block in place, great way to cut through it because there's nothing to stop you from just blurting something stupid out, and then it's there and it's written and you just move on. Right. So yeah, it's I always find it's interesting talking to different writers and how they approach things. I have some that are just like, oh, never do dictation, it's not a pure way of using the form, and others are like, I don't know, whatever works, right?
Yeah. I
So
mean, I don't know if I'd said never do dictation, but it's just like I haven't tried yet.
yeah, no,
Um,
and that's fair, right? It is a different skill set to a degree, right? um or not even that, it's more just, yeah, it's getting used to it, right? It's a different way of doing things.
mhm.
So yeah, so again, you do what works for you, right? Like it's not there's no rules, right? At least in terms of getting things down on the page. Right,
Yeah.
whatever gets you there.
I mean, I think for me, like my big thing with writer's block is just to even just be like, okay, dude, this is not working out right now,
Hmm.
and just forcing myself to step away.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
even
okay.
even just like to go wash a dish, and very often like I step away and 30 seconds later like something clicks, but just like going to a different space or something,
Hmm.
doing something mindless, and then I don't know if you found the same thing or not.
I am the opposite. I find if I walk away, I'll never return. I have to, I have to be chained to the desk. I'm more than happy to distract myself with anything but.
Hmm.
Right. So I do find that if I don't say that this must be done now, I have to do this until it's finished. I will. I will certainly not. I will go do something else
Yeah.
very quickly and never come back. So I need to have like a time, like not so much like the Pomodoro thing where you do the like writing sprints. Although I find those are very helpful
Yeah.
when I do those too. But yeah, like if if I don't say I'm writing right now, I will do something else. And then when I'm in it, I'm in it. It's great, but like it takes some dedication and some willpower to force myself to write. So
Like
yeah.
I think I'm the opposite. Like where it's just like I was writing this one scene. It was like a climactic scene, or it was actually just after the climax of this new project I'm working on today, and it just something just wasn't working or like that. But I'm like so stubborn. I'd just be like, no, I'm like trying to force it, and I just kind of know that if I force it, the reader will be like, this feels forced. This feels like you were looking for a cop out or that kind of thing.
Hmm.
And so it is just like trying to find that thing. What is the most natural next step that this character will take
Hmm.
in this situation?
No, I love that. That's a. I wish I had that kind of that kind of ability to just be like, no, like let's do this when it's right. Yeah, no, for me, I lean a lot on the edit, so I'm not afraid of an edit. I'm not afraid of throwing entire things out.
Mm-hmm.
So that I think that's a big part of it too. That if you're looking for like the perfect sentence, sometimes like you'll never find it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So just write down whatever and then fix it later. And
Yeah.
then you'll come back in 3 days and then you won't even like that one that you fixed it with. Right. So so it's knowing that it's not done until you print it. And even then, you could arguably always correct it after too when you reprint it. So it's having that knowledge of like it's never truly finished. Just have something,
Mm-hmm.
move on. Um, it's tough, but again, it's all perspective, right? Like, sometimes it's like, well, I want something of value out of this time that I've spent here and this energy. All right.
Yeah.
And I want it to be valuable. I don't want to just write something for the sake of it. Um, it's tough. Yeah, it's a tough balance. I do find like, I don't know. Do you do any like journaling or anything like that?
I honestly don't. Like, I have been told by several people, journal, like, it's great
Hmm.
therapy. It's like, great for like a lot of different reasons. Um, for me, and this might make me sound close-minded, but for me and nonfiction, it's just not my bag. It's just like mini stories I write are very personal, but they have to have that lens of like speculative or horror, like
Yeah, yeah.
something else in there. Um, and I feel like whenever, and this is honestly why I started doing the short stories, the dialogue with my muse, is just because
Hmm.
I feel like my nonfiction sounds like book reports. But if I can have this, okay, this isn't really an essay about, how to work on writer's block or whatever, like kind of writing tips I'm giving. It's not really about that. This is really about me having this funny adventure with this voice in my, like, with like this other
Hmm.
character. Then it just feel a lot more free, and I can actually like get this point across.
Yeah,
So I don't know. Maybe I should give journaling another shot. It's never really, you know,
I
uh,
get that.
I mean,
There's no limitations to it in the sense of like you could write short stories to yourself if you wanted to.
yeah.
But it's more for me. I find it's more the mechanics of it, right? It's a free space to just write whatever. Sometimes I'm writing like to-do lists. Sometimes I'm writing like this is how my day went, like basic like dear diary, right? Like that kind of nonsense. But the point is, it's like a warm up, right? Like that's what it is. That's how I use it myself. It's not about the actual logging of anything. It's
Mhm.
just a here's like a completely free space to just be bad, be good, do whatever. Just get your fingers moving and get words down so that you're getting that motion going. So that
Mhm.
now when you're doing the thing that counts, right, you've already warmed up. You've already, you did it with no stakes.
Yeah.
So right, so you got a bunch of words down and they didn't mean anything and you can never look at them again if you want and you can get into the stuff that matters, right? So that's how I use it. So like you said, some people might be a little more therapeutical about it
Yeah.
or have other things they're trying to get out of it. For me, it's strictly like get your fingers moving,
Mm.
get some, hit that keyboard a few times, loosen it up, and then you can jump into the project. Usually it's that. It's me brainstorming, being like, okay, what do I need to do today? Right? What's the goal?
Yeah. No, that I do. My entire life is run on to-do lists. uh, yeah. Like every day, I definitely have a to-do list. And can I just say, I love. Is that a squirrel fighting a bear?
Yes, the raccoon by the bear.
Oh, it's raccoon fighting a bear. Okay, sorry.
Nice. Yeah, the lines weren't in yet, but do we go squirrel though? Do you like the size difference? Is that what we're looking for?
Here's a squirrel.
Oh yeah, yeah. There
There
he
we have a rabbit here.
is. Getting the whole animal kingdom in. I like
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude does not look happy.
it. Nice. Oh man. Yeah, yeah. So as far as tools go,
Hmm.
what else are you using? Like Scrivener, any of those kind of tools? Or are you just going straight into Google Docs?
I am old school. I am Microsoft Word.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. Okay.
yeah, I have played around with different things. And I'm very open to like trying different tools and all that stuff. But for the most part, I'm just still with Microsoft Word. Um, it can be annoying
Sure. Yep.
sometimes, but it's annoying in a way I'm familiar with.
Yes. Yes.
Um, so yeah, that's. I mean, I definitely um, have my own like tools that I've like gotten from different like books,
Hmm.
uh, like the Donald Moss. Um, oh, geez, blanking on it. To the title, emotional fiction. I have it on a shelf somewhere here.
Yeah, it's I shook my head like, oh, I know what you're talking about, and then you challenged me to tell you what specifically, and I'm like, nope, it's not coming.
Um, the emotional
Craft of fiction. Yes.
I didn't even need to look it up. It's just the second I went to like open a tab to Google it. So I'll just give it to you. Here's the.
I was stuck on the Breakout novel one. I was picturing that blue cover.
That's awesome. For me, the emotional craft of fiction is like the best writing book I've read personally. It really getting into how to get the reader to connect to the characters. Which for me, like personally, I think character is the most important part of the story. Obviously, there are exceptions, but for the most part, that's what's really going to grab you into the story. Like, it doesn't really matter if they are in an intergalactic war or if they're opening a paint shop. If you connect to those characters, you're probably going to like the story.
Yeah.
To some extent or another. So I highly recommend that.
No, I agree with your sentiment there. It's I tend to talk about plot a lot on here, in particular, like the show with the one pager, because I feel if we don't focus on plot, we end up just doing more like vibes because it's one page, right? It's like, let's tell a story. But you're right. If you're reading like anything even a little bit longer, you need to have character, because then it just becomes things happening with a bunch of people that I don't know or care about. Right? And it gets very hard to get invested in a story when you don't care about what happens to anyone or anything involved. So starting with character is highly recommended. It doesn't, again, I always focus on plot, but it's still with character in mind, right? So
I was watching this one movie recently, which I'm not going to say which one because it's kind of a classic, and I don't want to just sound like maybe I was just stupid, but I did not connect to any of the characters. And
interesting. I'm curious to hear what it is.
Me too. But it's just like, I just and that could have been part of the point. Like, I'm sure that like people who are fans of this, like, well, you're missing the point, kind of thing. But somehow it just didn't really gel with me. But yeah.
Well, that happens with a lot of late Marvel movies.
Yes. Yes, that's it's the Marvel movies are a whole different conversation, because that they lean on the fact that like they think you come in with some background already, so why build the character? You already know the character, right? But not always true.
I feel like as much as I still do have affection for much of the MCU, I definitely agree that just so much it just feels like pieces of a movie rather than I love Thunderbolts. I thought Thunderbolts did, even though it is kind of a sequel, I thought that did a pretty good job.
I haven't seen that one yet.
It was one of the better of this phase. But to your point, character, right? Because the Thunderbolts, nobody, they were all pieces from other films, but they all kind of grew in that one. You got a lot of sense of everyone's character. Well, most of them. So that it allowed for a lot more leeway than you got in, say, like Black Widow, right, with the same characters.
Which I have not seen since that just got out on streaming. So it's been a while since I've seen that one.
I
remember.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
A lot of it, but it just also kind of not quite gelling with me. Or I don't know. It could have also been the COVID of it all too.
Yes, that one got affected by that whole. Do we release it in theaters? Maybe not.
No, I did not see that one in theaters.
No, that one was not. That one was not a theater one. The timing was not great. That's why they got sued in the end, I think, by Scarlett Johansson, because they're like, we were going to guarantee you part of the box office. Guess what? There's no box office. We owe you nothing. And that didn't work. So Nonetheless, but yeah, so the Marvel movies are tough for that because they lean on they're more than ever going more plot heavy. They're really trying to build to something, but nobody knows what, and nobody
Yeah.
seems to care because it's all these characters that we hadn't been watching. Where the
Mm.
first half, pre Endgame,
Yeah.
was here's this character, get to know this character. Here's
Mm.
another character, get to know this. Now they're all coming together, which is like cool. And then DC tried the same thing in reverse, right? Where it's like, oh my god, Superman, you know Superman. Anyways, they're all gonna fight together. It's like, but I don't know this Superman, so I don't care. Right? Or Superman's a bad example. That's the only one that had his own movie. Everyone else they were gonna combine quickly, right?
Yeah. And I don't know. And yeah, and that assumption, because yes, most people know Batman, so they can fill in the blanks of Ben Affleck and everything.
Yeah.
It just still felt like there was that like kind of removal. Like I should have seen another movie that I missed.
Right?
Yeah. It's I don't know. I am interested in seeing what James Gunn does.
Agreed. Yeah. I was very happy with Superman. Like this Superman, and again, the theme of character, right? Like the best scene in Superman was that scene where it was Lois and Clark arguing when she was interviewing him. Like by far the best scene. Right? Like for all the fun like kaiju fights and weird space stuff going on, like the best scene was them two arguing in their apartment, right?
Which is funny because it's like that movie does start so in the middle of a bigger
it's just like here's what it's about, here's what's just happened, let's get into it, right?
But it still kind of works.
Mm-hmm.
Another movie that did, and this is honestly I'm sure there are other better movies that came out this year, but it's like my favorite movie of the year that kind of did that, very different, was Weapons.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
Okay.
I've heard great things.
Which one? Sorry?
I didn't shut my mouth, but
Weapons. I don't know if you've seen that one.
No.
Okay. And also think of my audience. I won't give away anything, but similar-ish thing.
Nice.
Starting in the middle of something.
Yeah. It's a great way to go. I mean, again, talking like we were talking in the beginning about like leaning on tropes and things like that. Like sometimes the setup, unless you're really going to tell me something that I couldn't gather, right? It's a show don't tell thing, right? Like just get me into it. Like just get me into the story. I will pick up the pieces as we go, right? It's I don't know. It's a very strange, like not a strange thing. It's like a very first year film school kind of thing to be like, I woke up, I turned off my alarm clock, I brushed my teeth, I walked down the stairs. It's like, okay, like we know, we all do it. Right? You don't need to tell me this. We can gather that if they're outside and dressed, all that happened. That's cool.
Yeah.
Right.
And you might have too, but I've heard from literary agents saying like, do not start your story with someone waking up.
Yeah.
Unless you have a very good reason to do that. Like because so many stories start that way. And also just like they're going to have the basic routine, and I can see to a certain extent like why it makes sense because you can learn so much about someone from their morning routine, but it's just done so much that it's just like, okay, have them already on the bus to work or something.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And the best as you can, like have it start when the action starts, right? Like don't even like we'll catch up. It's how they're going to react to something will show their character, right?
So. I mean, I was not that long ago doing this because I'm working on scripts for my first series, 5 issues, and it was just sort of like, okay, where I was going to start. I was originally going to start way earlier than where I currently do, and I think that about like 3 or maybe even 4 times I was like, no, I have to start later. You got 24 pages, Mike. Like, start later, like kind of thing and I think now it's at a very good, like you said, where the action starts. Kind of just keep pushing it forward until you really find, okay, this is where it's going to be interesting for the reader. You know?
So yeah, you're talking about writing a series. So I'll tell you some background before I ask the question. So with my recent series, so from Parts Unknown, if you've read the first issue, it's a very slow burn. on purpose. It's all a reveal. I wrote this knowing that the second issue wouldn't be ready for a few months, so I wanted to really have it be the big cliffhanger. And
Mm-hmm.
now the feedback I get on that first issue is it's very slow, intentional. Like it was meant to set the scene and to do the twist. So it's very act one. You don't get much out of the 24 pages. So when you wrote your series,
Mm-hmm.
how did you pace that out? How did you pace like this is the story that I want to tell? Where was your first issue truly in act one, or like you said, did you push it all forward and now it's starting with the action and kind of doesn't let off? And how do you end it? Right? Do you end it with a nice epilogue, or is it ending abrupt? How do you where on the scale do things land?
So with this one, it was actually originally going to be a one shot on its own kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
um, where I had a much bigger story, but it's just like, okay, let just write this. I'm going to take these characters and this kind of idea and just put it into this little short story. And then I shared it, and I was like, oh, and people were like, oh, this is a great issue one kind of thing. Like you should just like forget about like trying to then build up a different later series. Just having in this world, just have this be the first issue. And so I then went back, um, and I kind of like, I mean, it sounds like kind of bad to be like I tagged on a cliffhanger,
Sure.
but I did actually. I spent a good bit of time rewriting the ending, so there's less of a tied up conclusion and more of it ends with the characters realizing, hey, we can't go home at this point. We need to leave. Instead of them originally, they were going to be driving home.
Okay.
And so there are a few other changes I made throughout for foreshadowing that
Mm-hmm.
this happened, but for the most part, it stayed the same. And I didn't have to change a whole ton. I think, despite what I just said, to go completely against what I just said, I think I am going to have it start a little bit earlier, meaning like a few minutes earlier, just
Sure.
to have a little bit more, get more character in there um, up front. By just sort of like overall kind of making sure that um, sorry, you were like asking about the ending.
Yeah, just like how
Mm.
do you find like where on the like if your story was on a thread, where do
Mhm.
you decide like what section you're going to show, right? Like do you end it midway through the second midway through the last issue rather and then have a nice long epilogue, or are you going to end it abruptly like this is the end page 24 of 24, like
Yeah.
it ends here, everyone drops dead, the end kind of thing? Like how do you
Very funny you
right?
say everyone drops dead. I don't have an epilogue for this. It is just more of like an abrupt
An abrupt like
cliffhanger.
the end.
These
Yeah.
characters are they don't know who to trust kind of thing.
Nice.
Um,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I like that because it's always a tough one because you especially if it's a so it sounds like you said there's a cliffhanger,
Mhm.
right? So the intent is to continue this beyond the five.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was just talking about issue one. Has
Oh, jeez. Okay.
uh,
Yes, issue one, you need the cliffhanger. You
yeah.
need people to buy issue two, which is the hardest thing to get people to do, right? So,
Issue five has an ending. These five issues could be their own story, beginning, middle, and end.
okay.
However, there is a little bit of a tag, something like a little bit of a tail that goes off onto that. If anyone wants to go on to issue six, once these five are wrapped up, I'd be more than happy to continue this story.
Nice. It's the Inception spinning top thing, right?
Yeah,
It's like it's done, but is it
something like
done?
that. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's so you're going more episodic. I like that too. Yeah, I've done that as well with another series with the Naked Kaiju Woman. So on
Yeah.
each issue is its own story. But the last page of every issue is a tease of the next one, right?
Nice.
So yeah, the whole idea is you can read it in one you can read it issue 3 only and you'll get a full story, right? But There's always something happening. Always something. It's always teasing the next. So a little more like 90s, 2000s television than anything.
I was literally just thinking that because my wife and I are rewatching it now. That makes me think of Buffy.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Those episodes are like standalone monsters of the week kind of thing, but
Yeah.
like a couple scenes in there with like the big villain, like that kind of thing.
Exactly. That's exactly it. Yeah, and I find that that's helped my storytelling in the sense of being able to be like, this is a story that takes place in this universe, but it's its own story, right? But there's always those seeds for people who are paying attention that kind of carry through, right?
Yeah, and I can also say like if you're just like kind of selling this kind of thing, because there's the whole problem with selling comics, like people want to start with issue 1, they don't necessarily want to issue
Yes.
3, like that kind of thing. But if you can say like, look, this is its own story, like and I'm assuming that's kind of what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Theoretically, you could start here and not be too confused.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea, right? It's like jump in whenever. However, the benefit of doing a series and saying this is issue 3 of X is people will usually pick up what they're missing. So that's kind of like talking marketing and sales wise. It does help when it's issue 3 or issue 4 or so on and so forth, that it kind of builds on itself, because yes, you're getting the people that read issues 1, 2, and 3 picking up number 4, but you're also getting someone who just found you at number 4 is like, well, I want to catch up, so they pick up the first 3, right? So the benefit of doing series, although when I got started it was all one shots, just I love the form. I love being able to just be like, here's a whole story, right? Just, you don't need anything else, you don't need any other context, everything you want to know is in this book. Just read this and you'll get everything you want out of it. So I really like that concept.